Guyana's National Security Advisor, Captain Gerald Gouveia, noted that during Guyana's economic hardships in the 1970s and 1980s, tens of thousands of Guyanese migrated to Venezuela, where they settled, formed families, and became integrated into Venezuelan society. As a result, many families today share Guyanese and Venezuelan heritage. He said that Guyana has constantly sought to maintain peaceful and friendly relations with Venezuela as a neighboring country, despite ongoing challenges at the governmental level. According to Gouveia, the Venezuelan government has adopted an aggressive posture toward Guyana, including repeated violations of Guyana's airspace and maritime territory, hostile rhetoric, and actions that undermine the Caribbean's designation as a zone of peace.
Constantly, they have been, they put warships in our water. They're going up to our FPSOs in the ocean, in our waters, and so on. But our desire is always to live in peace. We have no desire to project power and any kind of violence across our borders. We want to live in peace. We want to maintain the zone of peace.
Gouveia explained that Guyana's primary objective is to live in peace while safeguarding its sovereignty and territorial integrity. To support this objective, Guyana has significantly enhanced its border security capabilities in recent years. He said that over the past 5 years, the Guyana Defense Force has expanded its presence along the border and improved surveillance and response capability through increased use of technology. He noted that the government, under the leadership of President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, has invested in new helicopters and aircraft to strengthen vigilance and monitoring efforts. Gouveia added that Guyana continues to work closely with international allies and now maintains a high level of domain awareness, allowing authorities to closely monitor activity along its border and surrounding areas at all times. Addressing the influx of Venezuelan migrants, Gouveia said the government continues to balance humanitarian responsibilities with the need for regulatory and national security controls. He explained that many Venezuelans entering Guyana are descendants of Guyanese nationals and have a constitutional right to return to the country. At the same time, he said national security remains fully operational and vigilant.
These people are running from economic austerity measures. The life in Venezuela is actually very, very tough for many of these people, like happened to us in the 70s and 80s as well. And so I believe we are also very conscious of the humanitarian needs of these people. But it does not for 1 second should indicate to anybody that we have dropped our national security posture. We are very vigilant. We are monitoring them. We are dealing with them. But we are dealing with them as human beings that are in need of help.
Reflecting on regional history, Gouveia recalled that Venezuela, Brazil, Suriname, and other Caribbean nations opened their borders to Guyanese during times of crisis decades ago. He noted that communities such as Puerto Ordaz in Venezuela once became home to between 50,000 to 60,000 Guyanese, creating enduring bonds between the populations of both countries.
So around us is a lot of people who helped Guyanese when they were running from the austerity measures that was happening here in Guyana. When a lot of food items were banned, when we had no freedoms, and so on. So people, I will tell you, 50 to 60,000 Guyanese lived in a place called Puerto Ordaz in Venezuela. I've actually flown there because we had a regular flight used to come from Puerto Ordaz to Guyana every week, every day, and people used to come to shop and so on in Guyana. And so when you go there, it's like little Guyana. And these people love both countries. And they have families and they have friends. And so this is a very complex situation.
He explained that the current situation between Guyana and Venezuela is complex, involving both geopolitical tensions and deeply rooted personal relationships, and said Guyana remains committed to preserving peace in the region while protecting its national interests. Colin Abrams, Guyana TV 9 News.